So I was making this shirt for my boy and I decided to show you guys how I made this beautiful color right here. This is the color of the shirt. So the first thing I did was to take the round neck measurement on my shirt that I've already made. After taking it, I went ahead to bring in my paper. And I did a little calculation here. The round neck measurement was 11.2 inches. I divided it by 2 and it gave me 5.6 inches. So what I'm imputing on this paper right now is 5.6 inches. After imputing the 5.6 inches, I went up by half of an inch from that line. Yes, that is a half of an inch there, and I marked it. After marking it there, I went ahead and brought my curve rule and I made a curve from the half inch all the way to the other side like this. After that, I started taking the measurement of my collar stand, which is 1 inch. 1 inch for my boy, okay? After taking the 1 inch, I still went ahead to connect it like this. So now it's time for the collar. So from the end of the collar stand here, I stepped in by 1 inch and I started taking the measurement of the collar, which is 1.5 inches for a child. For an adult, you can use 2.5 or 3 inches, okay? But this is for a child, so I used 1.5 inch. And I went ahead to connect. I made sure at the end here it was slanty, so I placed my curve in that direction. And now our collar is ready. I hope you understand. So this is the collar and this is the collar stand. So here I was just trying to differentiate between the center front and the back. Differentiate between the back and the front, the part that will be in front and the part that will be at the back, so that I will not get confused. After I was done with that, I went ahead to cut out everything. After cutting everything, I went ahead to introduce my fabric so I could transfer the patterns on the fabric. I folded my fabric into 2 and I folded into another 2 again. So what's here is like 4 pieces and we are cutting everything on fold and 2 pieces for each of them. That is the collar stand, 2 pieces, and the collar itself, 2 pieces, okay? I hope you understand. After that, I went ahead to just pin everything down to secure it properly. After securing the pattern with my pins, I went ahead and added 1/2 inch sewing allowance all around. After that, I went ahead to cut it like this. And I repeated the same process on the collar stand, okay? I folded it into 2, folded my paper into 2 again, placed my pattern, added 1/2 inch sewing allowance all round, and I went ahead to cut it out. While I was done cutting, I went ahead to infuse everything with my interfacing, and this is it. So this is the collar. I'm going to go ahead and stitch these places like this where my finger is pointing. I'm going to stitch there. After stitching everything, I went ahead to notch the top, and I also went ahead to trim it to reduce the bulkiness, okay? After that, I took it to my ironing table. I ironed everything flat, and this is it. So I'm going to top stitch all around where we stitched earlier. After top stitching, I went ahead and introduced the collar stand, okay? So I folded everything into 2 to get the midpoint, and I got the midpoint of everything, and I went ahead to notch the 2 parts. After notching everything, I brought in the collar that we made earlier. That is the collar, main collar, and I still notched so that I can get the midpoint. Sorry, I got the midpoint and I notched. I placed one part of the collar stand down. I placed the collar in the middle and I placed the other part of the collar stand up, and I went ahead to stitch everything all around. After stitching, this is what I had. This was what I had, and I went ahead to also notch this place in the middle so that everything will be able to relax. After notching, I still went ahead to like reduce the bulkiness there, and I will take it to my ironing table and still press everything down. So this is the color after I was done pressing everything down with my iron. I'm just trimming the excesses and the threads that are coming out there. So I'm going to bring the color like this. These two parts, I'm going to bring them together like this so that I can get the midpoint of the color. Okay, just follow what I did in the video here and you will get it. After getting the midpoint, I went ahead to notch the middle. Now I brought in my shirt on the collar area. I still went ahead to fold in the collar into two, and so I will be able to get the midpoint of the neck area of the shirt as well. After getting the midpoint, I went ahead and placed one part of the collar stand on the shirt. Just watch how I did it. I opened it up like this. I placed one part of it on the collar stand. Can you see what I'm doing to the notch areas at the midpoint? So I placed everything. I went ahead to stitch it to the other side and the other side as well. I started everything from the midpoint. After stitching both sides, now it was time to close the sides. So this is what I did. I went ahead to fold the other allowance, the 1/2 inch allowance, inside like this. This is the side of the collar, remember, and I went ahead to stitch it down with giving it a curve around that area. If you can't do a freehand curve, you can go ahead and use your chalk or your pen or anything and just create that curve around the side of the collar. Or you can leave it straight, it can be square, but I think I prefer mine being curved. So this is me trying to close the side. It can be quite tricky, but it's simple if you get it. So I was just taking everything easy. I closed it and it came out neatly. So now I went ahead to turn it to the right side like this. So here I was basically trying to like tuck everything in the edges, so I used my scissors to pop that out, and I went ahead and repeated the same process on the other side. Folded in the allowance and I went ahead to close the side as well. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. Please just watch the video closely so that you'll be able to understand very clear. I went ahead to poke in the other side again, and now it's time to top stitch the allowance. So in order to do this neatly, I went ahead to press that with my iron. That is the allowance. I pressed it with my iron and I went ahead to top stitch. Please remember that we are top stitching the other part of the collar that we didn't stitch to this shirt. We are trying to like close everything up neatly, so we are top stitching the other part of the collar to our shirts. Okay, I hope you understand. If you have any question, please leave it in the comment section. And if you have found this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so that anytime I drop any tutorial, you'll be notified. Okay, so this is the outcome of our collar. You can see it's looking all beautiful and very neat, right? Thank you so much for staying up to this end. See you in my next video. Bye.